Wine and food have a magical way of elevating one another when paired correctly. A well-chosen wine can enhance the flavors of a dish, while the right food can bring out nuances in the wine that might otherwise go unnoticed. Understanding the basic principles of pairing wine with food will help you create combinations that are not just complementary, but memorable. At the heart of wine and food pairing lies the concept of balance. Both the wine and the dish should complement each other without overpowering. Think of it as a conversation where each element contributes equally. To achieve this harmony, we consider the key characteristics of the wine: acidity, sweetness, tannins, body, and alcohol, and how they interact with the flavors and textures of the food. Let's start with acidity. High acid wines, such as Sauvignon Blanc or Chianti, are incredibly versatile because they act like a squeeze of lemon or a splash of vinegar in cooking. They brighten flavors and cut through richness. For example, a Sauvignon Blanc pairs beautifully with a goat cheese salad, as the wine's acidity mirrors the tanginess of the cheese while refreshing your palate. Similarly, a Chianti works wonders with a tomato-based pasta dish, as its acidity matches that of the tomatoes and prevents the wine from tasting flat. Sweetness is another important consideration. A touch of sweetness in wine can balance out spicy or salty dishes. Think about pairing a slightly off-dry Riesling with spicy Thai curry. The wine's sweetness tempers the heat, while its acidity keeps the pairing lively and refreshing. Sweet wines also pair wonderfully with salty foods like blue cheese or prosciutto, creating a delightful contrast that highlights both elements. Tannins, often prominent in red wines like Cabernet Sauvignon or Nebbiolo, need careful consideration. Tannins bind to proteins and fats, which is why tannic wines pair so well with rich, fatty dishes like steak or lamb. The proteins soften the tannins, making the wine taste smoother, while the tannins cleanse your palate between bites. On the other hand, tannic wines can clash with spicy foods or light, delicate dishes, as the tannins can feel harsh or overwhelming. Body, or the weight of the wine, should match the weight of the dish. A light-bodied wine, like Pinot Grigio, pairs best with light dishes such as seafood or salads. Meanwhile, a full-bodied wine, like a Zinfandel, complements heartier fare like barbecue ribs or roasted meats. Matching the body ensures that neither the wine nor the food feels out of place. Alcohol is the final piece of the puzzle. Higher alcohol wines, such as Syrah or Amarwan, pair well with robust, flavorful dishes but can feel overpowering with spicy food, where the heat of the alcohol amplifies the spice. For spicy dishes, opt for lower alcohol wines with a touch of sweetness, like Gewürztraminer or Moscato. Now let's try a practical exercise. Choose a dish you love, perhaps pasta with a creamy sauce, grilled salmon, or even a simple cheese platter. Think about the dish's dominant flavors and textures. Is it rich and creamy, light and citrusy, or salty and savory? Then select a wine that complements those qualities. For example, with creamy pasta, try a Chardonnay with subtle oak aging. The wine's body matches the richness, and its acidity cuts through the creaminess. If you're serving grilled salmon, a Pinot Noir works beautifully, as its light tannins and red fruit flavors complement the salmon's fattiness. As you experiment, remember that personal preference matters most. The rules of wine pairing are guidelines, not absolutes. If you love red wine with fish or white wine with steak, embrace what works for you. The goal is to create a pairing that enhances your enjoyment of both the wine and the food. In our next video, we'll dive into how temperature affects wine and why serving wine at the right temperature can make a significant difference in your experience. For now, enjoy exploring how wine and food can come together to create something greater than the sum of their parts. Each pairing is an opportunity to discover new flavors and deepen your appreciation for both the wine in your glass and the meal on your plate.